Vincent Neil Emerson is our next guest on Country Pocket. Vincent, welcome to the show.
Hey, thank you so much for having me on, man.
You have a beautiful self-titled album out yet. It is stark and a little depressing at times, but full of fantastic songwriting and some trauma from your family history. So why don't we just dive into that and have a nice, fun conversation? How about it?
That sounds good to me.
All right, the song you just heard leading in is the Ballad of the Choctaw-Apache. Vincent, can you tell me a little bit about the events that this song chronicles and what happened to the tribe your grandmother was a part of?
Well, they took a lot of the land to build the Toledo Bend Reservoir, and it was sort of like an eminent domain situation, and people were kind of forced to sell their land at pennies on the dollar. It was very cheap, and that kind of destroyed the whole community. And it displaced a lot of families, and it, uprooted a lot of folks from their homes.
What specifically happened to your grandmother? Where did she wind up landing?
My grandmother met my grandfather, who was working as a logger in the area in Louisiana. He's from East Texas, and he moved her. They had some kids. Had my mother, and they moved back to East Texas, where I was born and raised.
So that was after the eventual flooding of that land.
Yeah.
And how is that tribe doing today?
I think the best way for people to find that out is to go visit the area, go visit the community.
You also have this masterful song called "Learning to Drown," in which you sort of take on some hard topics, including your father's suicide. It sort of reminds me of the way Shelby Lynn, who waited decades into her career to address the murder-suicide her father committed, eventually came out with it and made this really powerful statement. So how did you get the courage to address that topic, especially on your second album?
Basically, it just felt like the right time, and, I'd struggled with it for a long time, to put it into a song or even share those personal parts of my life with people, and I just felt like it was time, so I wrote it.
How old were you when that happened?
I was 9.
I'm so sorry.
Oh, thank you, sir. I appreciate you.
It could not have been easy.
It's I wrote the song to try to help anybody else who's dealing with those feelings, because it's a serious thing. It's depression and suicide. It leads a lot of people down that road whenever they lose a parent to that, and it's a tough thing. So I'm just glad if anybody can get anything out of it. That's the main reason why I decided to write the song and share it.
And people definitely get something out of it. I got something out of it. Country music is the poor man's therapist. Do you feel like differently now that you've come out and addressed that publicly?
Well, I still feel the same way. I feel like if it helps people, it helps people, and that's a good thing.
All right, let's hear "Learning to Drown" from Vincent Neil Emerson.